Hello, my name is Charles Pergeil, and I want to build a better city. A city without traffic congestion, a city with adequate and easy parking, but most importantly, a city where it's easy to get around by walking without having to deal with cars and other motor vehicle traffic. Downtown can be an exciting place. Lots of traffic, lots of people, lots of activity. Downtown can also be a pain. When you're driving, there are traffic jams, you can't find a place to park, and then there are those pesky pedestrians darting out into the street wherever they like. When you are walking, things are a little better. There is not so much congestion, but you do have to contend with motor vehicles, and that is generally not much fun. Crossing some intersections is like running a gauntlet. There can be 8 lanes of asphalt between you and the other side. There are 400 snarling cars waiting to pounce and devour you. You are taking your life in your hands to attempt crossing one of these big intersections. Okay, the current situation is pretty bad. What can we do about it? If you look at an aerial view of most any urban area, you'll notice that a good half of the land is taken up with motor vehicle transportation system. They're not just roads. There are parking lots, parking garages, automobile dealers, automobile repair shops, gas stations, truck terminals, bus terminals, driveways, etc., etc., etc. Land in downtown areas is very valuable. We are trying to limit urban sprawl. Is there anything we can do that could improve this situation? I propose that we build a 2-level city. We put motor vehicles and all their ancillary services on the lower level, and we put people, businesses, houses, and parks on the upper level. You could effectively double the available land area in downtown. You would effectively eliminate all the conflict between pedestrians and automobiles. It could make downtown a really wonderful place. A 2-level city? What do you mean? Essentially, I mean a deck 25 feet off the ground that would cover the entire downtown area. It would be supported by concrete posts and beams. It would be very expensive to build, but anything made of concrete is expensive. The question is whether it would be worthwhile. I think it would. It would not need to be done all at once. It could be done a block at a time. Integrating the new upper deck with the old lower level sidewalks would require some finesse. We would need ramps, stairs, escalators, elevators. By effectively doubling the land area with our 2 levels, we are actually increasing density by a factor of 2. With a denser community, many more places now are within walking range, meaning you don't need a car to get around as much. With all motor vehicles confined to the basement, you would not have to contend with traffic when you are walking, which could make walking a much more attractive option. Increased density can lead to lower fuel consumption. And some of us need to walk more. Manhattan is the most densely populated place in the U.S. People who live in Manhattan walk an average of 5 miles a day. People who live anywhere else in the country only walk about 2 miles a day. The obesity rate in Manhattan is lower than anywhere else in the country. So increased population density could lead to better health. When I first came up with this idea, I was thinking of places like New York, LA, and Tokyo. But then I realized that, first of all, I don't live there. And second of all, that changing one of those places is going to be extremely difficult. A smaller place that is growing might have a better chance of changing the way their city is built. And Oregon has 2 other advantages. We have these land use laws that restrict urban sprawl, and our cities still have vital downtown areas. So it might be easier to start building a double-decker downtown here than in one of the big metropolitan areas. Some people say, well, the cost will be prohibitive. I say, look at the freeway construction around any metropolis and think again. We can build anything we want. The question is, what do we want? Do we want to build more freeways over the top of us, or are we willing to put our automobiles in the basement where they are out of sight? I know, that could be a hard thing for many people to do. I love my car. But if we're going to improve our situation, we are going to have to make some hard choices. I, for one, am in favor of relegating our beloved automobiles to the basement. Thank you. Good night.